Hi, good morning. This little sweet baby is here with me at 3:36 in the morning saying good morning. He's actually being really naughty. Our house is in disarray right now because the ceiling's getting fixed, and the kitchen is like all the things are in different spots, and there's like a package of bread that is not where it normally is, which is usually out of reach. And it wasn't out of reach, and I hear this crinkling like noise. I'm like, oh, that's an Agador noise. He loves to chew on plastic things and get into things he shouldn't. I go up there, and sure enough, he's like trying to get into that loaf of bread. Like, you're a cat, you don't eat bread, or do you? He kind of does, but he's not a human food kind of cat. He just likes to chew into things. Yeah, you. So anyway, this is lesson 8, reflection of A Course in Miracles. I'm up early, I might as well reflect. So yesterday I was thinking about this lesson, and it says, the lesson is, my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. So what you're supposed to do is like sit with your eyes closed and like just notice, with as little investment as possible, search your mind for the usual minute or so, like we do with these exercises. Sort of like sit here for a minute with your eyes closed and just notice what thoughts are like swirling and floating through your mind. Quite a few in the course of a minute. It's amazing how many thoughts we have. Like, oh my gosh, it is so wild. And so after doing that, after just kind of noticing, then you say to yourself, I seem to be thinking about fill in the blank, whatever that is. Maybe as an overall theme of all these thoughts going through, like I seem to be thinking about. And then you say, but my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. But my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. Which is interesting because the prior day's lesson number 7, was I see only the past. Even when I look at something like right in front of me, I have an experience with that thing from the past, and that influences how I'm viewing it today. So these lessons kind of build on each other that way. So it's like my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I seem to be thinking about blank, but my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. So I sat here for a minute. You know, I did yesterday too, like just sort of like as I could. You're not supposed to do these things too many times in a day, just a few. It'll tell you like do it 2 times, once in the morning, once in the evening, do it 4 times or whatever. And so this one was like, do it 4 times throughout the day for a minute. And I was like, a lot of friggin' thoughts go through my mind. They don't seem as like I've got to like act on each one like they used to, or they do still at some points in my life. Like right now, yesterday, today, it was easier to just notice, where sometimes it's not easy to just notice. It's like, had that thought, I got to act on it like before I forget, because my memory is a whole thing. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, I keep noticing. So I seem to be thinking about, and this morning there's this like quietness, so I'm like, oh, I have time to think about like making sure I keep adding to my to-do list or my packing list for this upcoming trip that I leave in like, what's today, Thursday? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I leave in 5 days to leave the country. And so I'm like, there's just and I'm going to be gone a month. So there's this extra level of preparedness that I feel in an exciting way, not like, oh my God, there's not enough time. There's plenty of time. I know how to pack for a trip. That's one thing I know how to do. And so it's like, they don't have that charge. Those thoughts about packing don't have the charge. So I'm sitting here noticing them though. I'm like, oh, just sort of like, that's where my mind goes, because that's what's top of mind right now, literally. And then I'm like, oh, but my exercise says, I seem to be thinking about my upcoming trip and making sure I'm prepared. But my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. And I'm like, how is that possible? This seems to be all about the future. But is it? Like, it's that same idea as yesterday. Like, I see only the past. So in anticipation of future events, I'm still thinking about the past and like maybe the last time I was there and what did I need to have on me? What do I wish I had had last time I was there? You know, making sure I pack that. And it's like, yeah, everything keeps like taking us back into the past without really realizing it. And at least me, where I'm like, yeah, the past is influencing all of this need for preparedness for anticipation of my upcoming trip. So I just thought that was interesting. And then it's like, what if there were like other things I seem to be thinking about? Like I seem to be thinking about, and there was also this thought of like, you know, I'm going to be leaving my husband and my fur babies for like a month. And then that one was obviously about the past. Like I miss them every time I'm gone. And I don't know, they'll be fine. But, you know, you don't like putting people in a position that's harder. Like now my husband has to do all the chores. You know, we do splits. We split everything. Like to even things out, make life smoother, easier. And now it's all on him. He has to clean the litter box for a month. Right now we found a cool like balance where he does a week, I do a week. You know, every day we clean the litter box, but it's like he'll do it every day for a week and then I do it every day for a week. Boop, 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 boop. Now I'm like, oh my God, he has to do it every day for a month. And then when I get back, I always make up for it. So I'm like, then I take a full month or however long I'm gone. So it's just that on top of like, he has long work days. He has to do all the grocery shopping, do all like feed him. So yeah, we feed ourselves anyway. We never eat at the same time because of our schedules, rarely. But like, there's just all the little things, you know, that add on to. And he takes on a lot of stress at his job, like from his job, because he cares about his patients. It's like emotional stress, probably. I don't want to speak too much for him. Hi, honey. But like, there's that added, like, he takes on a lot. But then you put daily life on top of that, and then it's just more and more and more. He's going to need to do some self-care. I hope you're watching, honey. But seriously, so anyway, all that to say, when I think about like the people and like living things, living beings, like related to this trip, I'm still not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about what it was like last time I was gone, or reflecting on how I know they are to be, like how I know about what I know about them. If I didn't know these beings, I'd be like, well, let's just see how it goes, you know. But not, you know, there's just this. We do really get preoccupied with past thoughts. So this one was kind of interesting, not like groundbreaking, but like when you sit in the stillness of like with eyes closed too, it says like to notice the thoughts. It also says we can't grasp the present moment, we can't even understand the present moment, and therefore we can't understand time because all we have is the present moment. And I love that. I truly believe it. I think I even have like a quote by that I can never say his name. Fat Nick. I just can never say his name. My eyeballs can't even read his name sometimes because I'm like, the letters don't make sense in my mouth. But anyway, he's this guy who is pretty smart and has a lot of cool quotes about mindfulness. So anyway, one of them is like, something about all we have is the present moment, and it is the door to all other moments. And it's so true, isn't it? Like all we have is right now, right now, right now. And that's all we have. And it's the only place from which we can act, from which we can like do with our bodies, you know, like it's the only place like I can like pick up this pen or like this little thumb drive. Look how cute it is. And then like by doing that, it's the door to all other moments. Like it's the door to the next one and the next one and the next one. And in our mind, it's the doorway. Like in the moment of now, we're preoccupied with the past. It's the doorway to the past. We don't go to the past. We're still in the present moment. It's the doorway through which we're looking to the past or to the future, but only acting in the present. The mind can only like project in one way or the other. We can only act now. We can't even really think about now. Isn't that weird? Like try to think about now. It was like the mind's preoccupation with the past is the cause of the misconception about time from which your seeing suffers. Like no one really sees anything. He sees only his thoughts projected outward. He, she, obviously. This was written in the Dark Ages. Just kidding. Your mind cannot grasp the present, which is the only time there is. It therefore cannot understand time and cannot, in fact, understand anything. This ties, like I said, all the prior lessons just tied up in this one. Like, you only see the past and you don't understand anything. Like, and nothing has meaning, only what I give to it. It's just all building on each other, and I love that. I'm like, oh, this train's picking up speed. Lesson 8, here we go. So anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe try it yourself. Or actually, I hope you're on this journey with me. Are you on lesson 8? I did bring up this book to a dear friend of mine yesterday, and she's like, I have that book. She's like, maybe I'll pick it back up. And I was like, oh, yay. Oh, look. Now this one's here. Hi. Yeah. Sweetie pies. We're going to do some cuddling, so I'll let you go. And have a wonderful... Is this Thursday? It is Thursday, January 9th. That's right. I'm reflecting on lesson 8. Have a wonderful Thursday, January 9th. Bye. Look how big this is. I know it's probably hard to tell by reference, but like it's bigger than my head. I feel like my head's pretty big. I love this thing. Like there's nothing better than just like straight up ground classic Folgers, except Folgers Black Silk. That's pretty sweet stuff. But I don't think they make it in ground. Like I can't find it in ground coffee, just like K-Cups, and we've tried to get away from those. But except for an emergency. And so I fancy it up. Perfect time. Did you hear that? My water's ready. With a little pour over action. I can't like do two things at once here. But this is what brings me joy in the morning. It's like, oh, that smell, that it's like the best feeling ever. That smell and knowing that, oh, you're about ready to drink it after it stops boiling. Oh, so like even when I wake up early, I'm like, you know, that's okay. I have something to look forward to. The house is all quiet for a few more hours. I can just sit in reflection, smelling and drinking this sweet, sweet elixir. I love it. Oh yeah, my kitchen ceiling, like they're working on it. It is in the midst of work. They were here yesterday, and like the flooring has like the protective barrier. I mean, they're great. They just thought of everything. Man, I feel very fortunate to have our friends working on it who are also contractors, so that works out great. Having people in your house who you know and trust and love makes it all go by. Oh my god, I can't be doing a video journal when I'm doing a pour over, because look what I did. I wonder if I could turn this around. Like, I filled that to the brim and so I'm putting the rest of it directly in my mug. Like, I would have overflowed that thing like crazy. Yeah, we can't be doing that. Okay, bye.